Let's just begin by saying that everyone has secrets they prefer to keep hidden. When it comes to men, however, regardless of how long you've been in a relationship or known one another, probability is high that there are things he hasn't told you and that he might not ever tell you, unless you try and get him to open up. Here are a few secrets that men usually try to keep from women, and why they do it. Number 1, they love you not. While some guys are rather quick to say the L word, others can't seem to get the words out, even if they want to. If they can't communicate how they feel with words, they'll try to show it with their actions instead. So how could you ever know for sure? Actions filled with affection could be a better indicator of how he feels than a few words or passionate speech. Number 2, they have cold feet. You've probably noticed that men tend to have a harder time picking up on more subtle cues. Your guy might not even be aware of the point when your relationship has developed into a bond with a higher expectation of commitment. Some guys are fearful of becoming attached, not wanting to seem needy or clingy, even if they are fully invested in the relationship. They often withdraw if things are developing faster than they're comfortable with. Number 3, their work and family drama. Men typically tend to have a lot of pride, to appear like they have things under control. They'll say everything is fine, even if it's not. Your partner could be doing this as well, bottling up all those feelings and issues he may be having with family, friends, or work. Make sure to ask him how he's feeling outside of your relationship. The stress that comes from other parts of his life may be dictating how he's handling things with you, without you being aware. Number 4, they're attracted to your friend or relative. As bad as it sounds, some guys have said that they've been attracted to their partner's friends or siblings, and kept this to themselves for obvious reasons. Please note that this doesn't mean you should interrogate everyone your guy has met. That's not why we're doing this. It's just information worth knowing. Number 5, their secret desires and fantasies. Your guy might have a thing for handcuffs or feet, or who knows, maybe he wants to try out that new toy you just got. Whatever his fantasy is, he could be holding back on some of that experimentation he wants to explore with you. All you have to do is communicate. Discuss both of your ideas for the bedroom. You might just be surprised. A simple conversation could spice up your sex life and bring it to a whole new level. Number 6, what their friends think of you. Of course, what your guy thinks of you is most important, but it's reasonable to seek approval of those he cares about as well. If his friends don't approve of you, he probably won't be too thrilled to share that with you. Not to mention, being invited to hang out with his buddies would feel awful, knowing the entire time they aren't too fond of you. Because of this, men might not always show how their friends truly feel toward their partners. Number 7, their browsing history or phone passwords. Everyone wants their privacy, and men are no exception, even when in a relationship, regardless of whether their intentions are pure or not. Most guys just really don't want their partners to have access to their browser history or their phone's passwords. They'd rather you trust them instead of assuming the worst. Number 8, they were dumped or cheated on in a previous relationship. That pride we talked about earlier is the same reason some men don't want to share things about past relationships with their current partner. Talking about being cheated on or broken up with would mean that they'd have to admit they weren't in control. So sometimes, keeping this to themselves seems like the better option. Number 9, they're depressed. Depression doesn't care about your gender. It can affect anyone. Despite this, studies show that men are much less likely to open up about their depression than women. Instead, they might start to drink more, avoid intimacy and other activities they enjoyed, or write it off as being tired. Some guys are uncomfortable with this sadness and turn it into anger to cope. A secret like this is one of the most dangerous a man can have. So if you think your partner or any other guy in your life could be dealing with depression, it's important to let him know you're there for him. Number 10. What they did last night. He could have been out clubbing, or maybe he just had a late night. Whatever the case may be, men are usually not inclined to tell their partners their whereabouts the night before. Just don't take this as a sign to go searching through his phone to try and figure out for yourself. Trust. It's all about trust. Number 11. Their financial problems. The chances of finding a guy who's upfront about having financial problems are slim. Financial struggles can make anyone feel self-conscious, and the feeling only worsens when a guy has to admit this to his partner. Men like to feel like the providers, and when they think they're failing at it, they keep it to themselves to avoid feeling insecure. Number 12. They like to cuddle. Majority of guys probably won't admit that they like cuddling. It's considered feminine, and they're only supposed to do it because women want to. But actually, most guys do like to cuddle. They'll keep it a secret no matter what though, as admitting they like it threatens their masculinity. So just remember, when your partner reaches for you first, he's not just trying to cuddle for your pleasure, but for his too. Number 13. Sometimes they just want sex. After you've been in a relationship with a guy for a long while, sex turns into lovemaking. You know each other much better than you did at the beginning, and you can add romance to the connection. It's always enjoyable for both parties to make love slow and steady, but sometimes he just wants to get things over with. He won't ever say it out loudly, but sometimes regular sexy time is what he's looking for. Number 14. They still have feelings for an ex. Breakups can be brutal. Everyone knows how awful they feel, and sometimes men can't move on from an old flame. They say the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. And quite frankly, you might just be that someone else. Many guys have shared that they've dated someone just to get over an ex. This obviously isn't something any man would want to share with his new partner. Number 15. Their friendships with the opposite sex. It's completely normal to feel jealous about your partner's friends of the opposite sex. Even if nothing is going on with your partner and his female friend, you might still find yourself being suspicious at how often they hang out or text each other. Men have admitted to keeping their female friends from their partners for this very reason. Number 16. They're afraid of their own feelings. A lot of men have a hard time dealing with their feelings because most guys prefer to solve their problems on their own and keep their feelings to themselves. There are a lot of repressed emotions that manifest into actions rather than words. The good news is that these feelings aren't always inherently bad. They just need to be talked about. However, if talking about his feelings remains difficult, you may need to seek professional advice. Number 17. How they feel about you physically. Body image is a fragile topic nowadays. A person's body may change drastically for a variety of reasons. And with all the picture-perfect Instagram bodies, trying to improve oneself can be hard and discouraging. Guys are aware of this, and your partner will likely just keep his thoughts about your body to himself. If your body has changed from the time you first started dating, you might want to talk with him about it, or you might not. Regardless of how your man feels, how you feel comes first. Love yourself and focus on being the best version of you, not for anyone else but yourself. Number 18. They lie to keep things calm. We've all told a few white lies now and then. Most guys tend to tell quite a few white lies. As long as they're keeping the peace and avoiding the possibility of you becoming upset. Once your man knows what sets you off, he'll do whatever it takes to avoid it, even if it means telling a lie. Try to talk it out if you do catch him telling one. It might not be as bad as you think. Number 19. They're unsure of their relationship with you. A lot of guys have said that they've experienced feeling unsure of where their relationships were going. However, they tend to drag things on to see if there's a chance they can work through their confusing feelings, instead of cutting the relationship off as they should to avoid hurting their partner's feelings. Communication is a crucial aspect of a happy, healthy relationship. So if your man seems a bit unsure of the relationship, try to get him to talk about his concerns. Guys, do you agree with this list? And ladies, which of these secrets do you think your man is keeping from you? Share your thoughts and comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Transformation Spot community if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.